Eternal Soldier here, and I'm back to talk about Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4, Episode 6, and my thoughts on this episode. It was a filler. Another filler episode. It was boring, some parts insulting, other parts I really couldn't care less. I don't know what this show is anymore. I really don't. Like, there was an interesting story here. If it had been done properly, again, going to that planet, maybe we could have seen like certain things from that planet. I feel more disappointed than angry. And more insulted that they tried to make a certain character look like a moron. Especially that character. I know he has a history of being a bit of an idiot. But from the last seasons of Deep Space Nine, you did find out he was actually smart. It was just, he was smart in an area where his people don't really respect. But anyway, and other problems in this episode, Mariner having the same fucking storyline again. Depressed, angry, just wants to stand in her own way all the fucking time. Like, haven't we been through this every fucking season with her? It's fucking annoying. And Tendi and Rutherford stuff, again, we both know these two are going to end up with each other. Can we just get to that point? I'm kind of getting sick and tired of the whole will they, won't they. This isn't the fucking 90s. This isn't Friends. This isn't a fucking sitcom. I do not care when these arseholes get together, okay? We know that they're going in that direction. Can we just get there? Again, it's why I don't watch soap operas. I don't give a fuck about romantic shit. I don't watch Star Trek for that. Can we get on with them two hooking up or something? I am not a fucking crave this shit. And Boimler, well, Boimler wasn't really in this episode. So, there you go. Again, there's nowhere for me to go with this show anymore, it seems like. Because I don't think they even know what they are anymore. They're trying to be Rick and Morty, but Rick and Morty's out of favour. They're trying to be Star Trek, but they can't seem to get that right. I don't know what they do with this show. Again, it just seems like it's just here because some idiot had an idea and they just don't want to cancel it yet. I still think this show will get cancelled soon. Like I still think Strange New Worlds will get cancelled soon. But god damn it. If you don't know what to do with these amount of episodes, then how about cut the amount of episodes? Because it's obvious that you have no idea what you're doing now. We keep wandering around the main story about the mysterious ship, and then we are just focused on just such random shit. And in this episode, the random shit was very important and probably should have been kept to a live action show, especially with the importance of getting this particular species into the Federation with their history. Again, this is the wrong show to do that story in. So that's also what pissed me off. So yeah, basically a filler episode for a very important thing for the Federation. So yeah, I think this episode was stupid. I think it was boring. I think it was just filler that they wanted to make you think was important. So what would I give this out of 10? I mean, the Boimler stuff was funny, I guess. And, you know, seeing that particular character back, or seeing them two back, was kind of interesting. So, for those two things, I will say a 4 out of 10. That's as high as I can go. Again, the episode just wasn't great and was the wrong place to put this particular story in. So let's go to spoilers now. If you don't want to hear spoilers, leave them 3, 2, 1. So the episode is basically about the Ferengi joining the Federation. Now this is a very important thing for the Federation because the Ferengi are a very important species. And by the way, their society would never work in a Federation context. Even if Rom did all the progressive shit, it would never work. But I would be interested in seeing how that would have been done. I would have. Lower Decks is the wrong place for this. This should not have been done on Lower Decks. And you can see how much they just do not take this seriously. These writers. Again, you're talking about a Ferengi empire joining the Federation. That's an empire, not one planet. And a lot of those planets might not be in the Ferengi Empire they might not be a part of that empire by choice. So what do you do with that? So there's so much problems with this, other than the fact the Ferengi would just never do it. There would be no profit in joining the Federation. Again, no matter what Rom would have done, the Ferengi would still be Ferengi. So, yeah, I don't think this was the right show to do it in, and definitely it was not shown the proper respect that the writers should have shown for this particular story. So the start of the episode is basically we're on a Ferengi ship where they're pretty much getting rid of their weapons because they no longer do weapon sales because Rom has told them that's bad and you shouldn't do it. I mean, again, I get it. Rom becoming Nagus, he was going to change the Naga. He was going to change the Ferengi alliance. You know, I get it. By the way, I know I said the Ferengi Empire. I know it's the Ferengi alliance, but you know it's basically an empire, right? It's just a more diplomatic way of saying empire with alliance. Just saying. Anyway, so the two Ferengi are talking about the fact getting rid of all these weapons is not really profitable and that they should be selling it because they'll make a shitload of money from it. But because of Rom's laws, they had to get rid of the weapons now, and the captain of the ship is apparently a big supporter of Rom. Again, what you could have done with this episode, if you'd done it in live action, and let's say a show called Star Trek Legacy. Let's just say Rom wanted to join the Federation, but there were people in the Ferengi Alliance, like, you know, people in the military of the Ferengi who wanted to go up against Rom. And again, you could just tell a very interesting story with this. You know, some Ferengi are for it, some Ferengi are against it, and you could add this massive plot with people trying to assassinate Rom, you know, demonstrations. You know, you could have done a big story with the Ferengi joining the Federation. But you decided to do it in Lower Decks? Why? Again, the potential, the stories you could have written with this. Assassination attempts on Rom, a Ferengi civil war. The Federation may be considering not allowing the Ferengi to join anyway. I mean, the potential is, there's just so much. But to do it in Lower Decks just seems like a stupid decision to me. Anyway, we also get a call back to, what's it called? The Genesis torpedo. Apparently they made it smaller, more portable or something. And they made kind of a shit joke about it. You know, how it could, I don't know, shrink them, kill them, whatever. And yeah, so the ship's alarms start going off. They're under attack. One of the thinks this is his friends who are coming in to steal all the weapons that they're getting rid of. Turns out it's the mysterious ship that's been destroying a bunch of other ships. And yeah, it destroys the Ferengi ship. And there you go. So, are we going to focus on that part of the story? No, that's just going to be what it always is. the mysterious ship's going to turn up, destroy a ship, and then disappear for the rest of the episode. I'm getting bored of this now. Can we find out some more information about the ship? Can we maybe focus on the ship for an episode? Well, we know what they're going to do. They're going to wait till episode 9 before they start doing that. We just got to keep crawling through all these bullshit episodes, though. I mean, why can't we just get to the point? To the end, for God's sake. So, after that, we're back on the Cerritos. 2 Federation ships have arrived at Ferenginar, ready to greet the Nagus, and ready to sign all the paperwork for them to join the Federation. Again, only 2 ships, a massive organisation joining the Federation. You'd think there'd be an entire fleet, you'd think there'd be a bunch of admirals. Again, we've seen this before in other Star Trek shows, how important the Federation takes something like this. Somebody trying to join the Federation, they don't just fucking send an admiral. And by the way, this admiral has to be the dumbest admiral they've ever sent to do this. And it's funny that it's not... The fact it's a man is kind of funny because we all knew it was going to happen with this guy. The captain is going to fucking show him up as a massive moron and she's going to save the day. Which basically happens. And it was just fucking like... Oh, not this again. But anyway, so whilst that's happening and the Federation are getting ready for Nagus to get onto the Cerritos to sign the paperwork, the second in command goes down to speak to the group and tells them he's given them a mission on Ferenginar, which is basically a tour guide review. So the entire crew, the entire team are going to be sent down to Ferenginar and are basically going to be told, try all the restaurants, try all the bars, try every, place that you want so that you can give us all the information. And when other Federation personnel want to go to Ferenginar, they can see what you said about all these restaurants and all this. It's basically, a holiday guide. That's basically what they're doing. And the Federation is going to pay for it all. So they can go fucking nuts. And he also says there needs to be a couple sent to the planet to try the couples option. Because other Federation ships have couples on their ships. Unlike the Cerritos where apparently everybody's just fucking everybody. Which he generally says. The captain in command just generally said that. Second in command generally says that. Like, yeah, everybody on the ship is just fucking everybody so nobody's really in a relationship. Why do we need to know that? Like, I never needed to know that Federation ships, everybody's sex life. Who's fucking who. When I was watching Deep Space Nine, I was never wondering, is Bashir fucking somebody? Is Quark fucking somebody? Is Odo fucking somebody? It's like I never need to know that. But yet, in so many episodes of Lower Decks, I apparently need that information told to me, somebody's sex life, who they're fucking, are they straight, are they gay? Why? Why do I need to know? I don't care. But yeah, so Tendi and Rutherford agree to be a couple, and as they're still trying to pretend that they don't like each other, but are just friends, they start to realise it's kind of a bit awkward. Not at first. They start going crazy and, being so happy they're going to be pretending to be in a relationship with each other. Anyway, there you go. Mariner, she's just happy she can get off the Cerritos for a little bit and just go to a bunch of bars and get pissed. Because again, she's just dealing with the fact that her life's not in a fucking mess. And she doesn't know how to deal with that. So, yeah. Basically, all she's going to be doing is a pub crawl. This episode. And Boimler's just going to go nuts. He wants to try every bar, every, holiday destination. Because he really wants to make sure he does a good, job on his review. So he can so he can get more commendations on his file. So he can get promoted quicker. Okay. Oh god, this episode was so fucking boring as well. That's another problem with Lower Decks right now. There's not really any excitement. It's like, I already knew it was going to happen here. Mariner was going to be depressed. Tindy and Rutherford were going to be awkward. And Boimler was just going to find something stupid to focus on. And he just wouldn't do anything that he planned on the fucking planet. Which happens. So let's get everybody's story out of the way. So, why don't we go with the person who had the shortest storyline? Boimler. So Boimler goes to his room, gives it a review, you know, how the Ferengi live, which is basically like paying for every sodding thing in the hotel. And then Boimler turns on TV, watches a commercial for the first time apparently, and then watches a TV show. He basically becomes addicted to watching TV, and he just spends the entire episode watching TV shows, binge watching seasons, and yeah, that's all he did on this episode. I don't really care. I mean, that's all he did this episode. But I don't know. So yeah, that was Boimler's episode, watching TV. Oh, and by the end, he's so fucking addicted that he's in his underwear with his eyes pretty much with bags under it. Yeah, he's been pretty much watching TV for 8 hours. So there you go. And Second in Command sends a bunch of Ferengi to pretty much throw him out of the hotel and bring him back to the Cerritos. And they then attack him. I don't know why you could just send your own people to get him, but okay. I guess that was supposed to be a funny joke. Seeing a Ferengi run over to him with that blue whip thing. I mean, what the fuck? So, yeah, that was Boimler's episode. Let's go to... Who should we do? Tendi or Rutherford or Mariner? You know, let's just do Mariner. Because she's just... I mean, her episode is literally just a couple of, you know, brooding fucking scenes. Yeah, so, let's do Mariner. Mariner basically goes down to Ferenginar and meets up with Ferengi that's with the monocle in his eye, and she just keeps bitching about her life is not actually that bad. Okay, she has a career, she has friends, and she actually has somebody in charge who wants to help her succeed, and she's depressed about it because she is such a dumb cunt. And all she does this episode is drink, moan, get into a bar fight, and then the Ferengi, who's a friend, pretty much takes her to one side and just says, yeah, you gotta fucking get out of this loop of being a constant failure and just accepting it. You've got friends, you've got someone who wants to support you in command. How about just accept that and stop trying to fight it? How about try to move up in your career in the Federation, in Starfleet? How about stop standing in your own way? You know, which Boimler has been telling you from season 1. Yet we're still dealing with Mariner and her bullshit. Fucking hell, I am sick to death of this. Okay? Seriously. This is just so annoying. I don't need another episode of Mariner bitching about nothing. God. And by the end of the episode, yeah, she's got a hangover and I think she's going to, you know, try to sort herself out. I think. I don't care. So let's go to Tendi and Rutherford. So Tendi and Rutherford go to a romantic hotel where they start to realise that, yes, it's very uncomfortable to pretend to be in a relationship with each other because you are actually interested in being with each other. So it's not really a joke anymore when you start to realise it might be true. And they just basically spend the episode trying to deny their feelings to each other. And when the Ferengi pretty much are trying to push them together because they're under the impression that they are in a relationship, it starts to fuck with their minds. They end up going to Quark's Federation experience. I don't know why. And they go to the hotel, not hotel. They go to the restaurant part of it, and their Ferengi Valentine person is there to kind of help them get in the mood. He gets them some chocolate that's in sexy poses. Apparently the sexy poses. I get Tendy's chocolate. It did look kind of good. Rutherford's, I don't know how that's attractive, but okay. I don't know. It looked really weird. But yeah, and they get told that they have to eat this chocolate and say everything they find attractive about the other person. They then try to get out of it by explaining to the Ferengi Valentine person that they were lying. But before they can do that, it turns out 2 other people in the restaurant were lying about being a couple, and they then get sent off to prison for lying, because on Ferenginar, if you lie, that's, especially when it comes to business, you go to prison. Even though I swear Quark's done it 100 times. Ah well, who knows. Yeah, so that pretty much, they pretty much have to accept that they have to be on this date with each other, otherwise they're going to go to prison. So they eat the chocolate, they say a bunch of shit to each other. Then when the Ferengi for some reason want them to fuck in front of the entire restaurant, that's a serious scene that they wanted to see. Oh, not fuck in front of them, but fuck in a mini shuttle so that they can hear them having sex. Not watch them, just hear them. I'd like to remind everybody, this is Star Trek you're watching. This is not a fucking joke. This is a Star Trek episode. I am literally watching Ferengi trying to hear 2 Federation officers have sex with each other in a restaurant. That is a fucking episode in Star Trek now. What the fuck? But they end up seeing the bird, the bird guy, the counts of the bird guy, and they use him as a kind of way to get out of it. They say they both find him attractive and they both want to be with him, and they kind of use him as a way to split up, basically. And they succeed. That fools the Ferengi, and the bird guy gets a home wrecker special in the restaurant. Oh, fucking hell. And that's the end of their story, because then it just ends up with this awkward scene at the end with them 2 in a duct with each other in a very, let's say, missionary position with each other in a Jeffries tube or something. So yeah, we all know what the fuck is between them 2. It's just that we have to keep going through this whole bullshit of will they and won't they, even though we know where the ending is. And let's get on to the final part of the episode, which is the Ferengi trying to join the Federation. The most important part of this episode that seemed to be the fucking afterthought, because we had to focus on fucking Mariner moaning about her fucking life. So the Ferengi, Rom, the Grand Negus, he wants to join the Federation. He's with Lita, who's basically in charge. And yeah, they want to join, but they've got certain rules before they join the Federation. And for some reason, the Federation are just okay with agreeing with anything Rom says. And by the way, they do make Rom out to be a fucking moron in this episode. Now again, I get that Rom was not smart, but by the end of, Deep Space Nine, you knew what Rom was good at. He was not great at business, he was terrible. But when it came to engineering, he was a smart son of a bitch. Okay? So I didn't like this portrayal of Rom, because again, he's not stupid, he's just not good in one area. So I was getting kind of sick to fucking death of this. Now, someone might say it might have all just been an act, put the Federation in some false sense of security. I mean, yeah, but come on, they made Rom out to be a massive retard in some parts. And they have Rom liking fucking baseball. When the fuck did he like baseball? Yes, he played one fucking game for Cisco in Season 7. I get he played one game. I don't think Rom fucking liked it that much. So you just couldn't find something for Rom to like? I mean, Rom was a fucking engineer. I know engineers. They would probably have old tech They would be probably messing around with watches. Why doesn't Rom have like some fucking piece of equipment that he likes to kind of, you know, mess around with? But you have him with a fucking baseball for no reason. Again, that was Sisko's fucking hobby, not Rom's. I get that people who fucking write this shit have no fucking understanding of any of the Star Trek characters. But Jesus, just watch one season of fucking Deep Space Nine and you'd probably see Sisko was the one who liked baseball, Rom was the one who didn't. Again, did you watch the episode when he was playing baseball? Rom was shit. Fucking hell, I'm just so sick of this bullshit. The most laziest writing for Rom in this episode. Oh, he was in Deep Space Nine. Oh, Sisko liked baseball. Oh, Rom must have liked baseball too, because he played a game of it. Once! Oh my god, just a little bit of work. Strange New World, not Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks writers. Just a little bit of work. Just a little bit of watching Star Trek, and you'd fucking know this. Oh, but anyway, yeah. So the Admiral who's been sent is a fucking moron, and he's been basically written as a fuck up so the captain can just swoop in and save the fucking day, which we could all see from a mile away, by the way, that was going to happen. So the Ferengi are just messing with the Federation. They don't really want to join the Federation. They just want to see what they can get. And, you know, the captain, she pretty much figured this out ages ago, but the Admiral is so hell fucking bent on getting them to join the Federation that he is just agreeing to anything to get them to join. It's like insane. Like, one, why is there only one Admiral? Two, why is it not like, where's the fucking Federation representative? It's only a Starfleet person there. Where's the Federation? Again, you're asking them to join you. One, why is there no... Again, why is there only one Federation ship? I mean, two Federation ships. There should be a fleet. There should be a diplomatic envoy. There should be a shitload of admirals. Again, you are getting a massive organisation to join your organisation. This is not a couple of days. This has to be a year, 2 years. Again, this should be a fucking envoy. Not just two ships. Not just one admiral and one captain. I mean, it just felt so fucking small and stupid. And don't think I didn't fucking miss the bits behind Rom. I thought they were supposed to be men who protected the Grand Nagus. Oh, but now it's a woman again. I mean, for Christ's sake. Seriously. Again, we all know why that's there. And don't fucking pretend that we don't. It's because you just wanted a woman to play that role. And it's like, seriously. Oh, I'm just so sick of this shit. And to have Rom be a fucking moron again, it's just... I already watched that from Deep Space Nine, okay? And again, when you watch the first season of Rom, he wasn't really much as an idiot as he was kind of an idiot, also a sleazebag or something like that. And he kind of adapted his character throughout. And just to see him be like this in this episode, oh, it just pissed me off, man. Again, he had so much character development in Deep Space Nine, and they just play it as a joke in this episode. I'm getting really sick of you writers just pulling from great Star Trek just to fuck it up for one episode that nobody's going to watch again. Oh my god. Anyway, long story short, the Ferengi think they've put one over the Federation. The Admirals agreed to every one of their fucking terms, and before they can sign the treaty, the captain walks in, gives them another treaty to sign, which is basically the same as the other one, with just one little rule change, and Rom signs it, and it turns out the rule change is they get everything they want, they can join the Federation, but only if they get one planet to join the Federation. And again, as Rom says, they have so many planets in their debt, they can get anybody to join the Federation. So if Rom was going to force people to join the Federation, that's not allowed in the Federation. So that's not really a good plan. But anyway, but it turns out the planet that they have to get to join the Federation is Kronos. So the Klingon Empire, basically. And yeah, that's never going to happen. Rom kind of realizes he's been played. The treaty's basically useless now because he agreed to that version of it. And yeah, they're not going to join the Federation. But Rom respects the fact that the captain respected his beliefs and used Ferengi tactics to trick him. So he's decided that they will actually join the Federation and to come back with a real treaty, and he'll sign it and they will join the Federation. And that's basically how the episode ends. Ferengi get ready to join the Federation and nothing has really changed with the main characters. And that's the end of my review because I am sick to death of Lower Decks. I really am. Again, we're getting into the, you know, the kind of part of Lower Decks where we get 4 or 5 episodes of nothing, and then the end episodes are kind of good. So I'm just accepting that right now. This is what we're going to get. Next week's episode is probably going to be as boring as this one, and so is the week after that. But then we're going to get to the final episodes where we're actually going to see maybe something good, but who knows. But yeah, 4 out of 10. Not great, not happy with what they did with Rom, and should have been a live action show that dealt with the Ferengi joining the Federation. Yeah, missed opportunity. And disappointing. And that's the end of my review. If you like this review, give it a like. If you dislike the review, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, do think about subscribing. And if you leave a comment, I will try to get back to it. Entertainment Soldier, bye.